Hey guys, it's Ray Davis with Sixth Sense Media. I want to talk to you today about the Russia summit. You know, one of the things that we're committed to doing here on Sixth Sense Media is taking a little different perspective on the news. And I went across the spectrum of news coverage on the Helsinki summit between President Trump and President Vladimir Putin over the last day or so. And you know, I see a constant pattern here, and this is a topic that I've spent many years researching, the relationship between the United States and Russia. I want you to think about this when you're watching the news coverage out there on this topic. Now, I realize that the 2016 election and what did or didn't happen with that election is skewing a lot of people's vision right now of the relationship between the United States and Russia. But guys, this is one of the most important relationships in the world. Not just to the 320 million people here in the United States, not just to the 150 million people in Russia, but to the 7 billion people on this planet. These are the two largest nuclear armed powers on the planet still to this day, and having them in conflict benefits nobody. Now, there could be a lot of finger pointing back and forth about whose fault it is that the relationship has fallen into the state that it's in right now. Some people would point to the 2016 election and say Russia interfered, and Trump is being treasonous by cowering to Vladimir Putin. And that's really the way the coverage has gone in the mainstream media. Here's the thing, guys, and I want to really underline this. Intelligence agencies are not there to be truth tellers. That's not their job. They're not witnesses in a court trial, putting their hand on the Bible and swearing to tell the truth. Intelligence agencies, be they American, Russian, Chinese, Israeli, British, their mission in life is to distort facts in order to support an agenda, and that agenda is the national interest of their countries. Now, some people might feel like that's a very noble purpose and that that's a good thing, but the bottom line is they are not truth tellers when it comes to telling you the truth about the relationship between the United States and Russia. They just aren't. Now, there's been wrong done on all sides in this situation. We have blown a chance over the last 20 years. And again, I have researched this for many years, guys. I'm not speaking off the cuff here. There have been many missed opportunities over the last 20 years to improve this relationship, which again is to the benefit of every single person on this planet. And those have failed time and again. Now, we can say Putin's a tyrant and he meddles in elections and all this stuff, but so do we, okay? Let's be honest about this. Let's not look at the world through one side. You also can look at a map of Eastern Europe and say, well, you know, he's annexed this, he's annexed that. Well, if you also look at a map of Eastern Europe, you'll see that the United States now has bases encircling Russia. So there are elements on both sides that find it in their interest to have the other as an adversary. It helps to generate domestic support for policies. It helps to prop up leaders. And the intelligence agencies here in the United States are really just unelected government that continues to run a foreign policy regardless of who we have elected as president or Congress. That's really what they do. And that foreign policy for almost 20 years has been isolation and encirclement of Russia and making a case for that. Now, I don't know if you noticed today, there was a story that came out today, some court case where some papers were released where a woman was supposedly trying to influence U.S. political parties, a Russian woman, at the behest of an unnamed Kremlin official. Now, I think you have to look at the news with a critical eye. Is it really true that that article, that information was released exactly on the day when Putin and Trump met? Or was that done for effect to try to convince you again that we need to be adversaries? Guys, we need to move the planet forward. That's what I've been doing a lot of videos about here lately. And one of the ways to move the planet forward and make a better planet for every single one of us, for our kids and our grandkids, is for Russia and the United States to have a good relationship. And as long as we're listening to the intelligence agencies in this country, in Russia, and the media that they control, we're not going to have that. They don't want that. They want the conflict, they want the chaos, they want the enemy out there because it serves their domestic purposes. I think we need to look at the news more critically. I think we need to set aside our personal feelings about the individuals involved right at this moment and look at the broader picture, the bigger relationship, because that is what matters to all of us. This is Ray Davis with 6 Sense Media. I hope you're having a great Tuesday, and I will talk to you again soon.